Hi, and welcome back. So today I have one that I'm going to have a lot of fun doing. This is the Crunch Cup. This is showing up all over Facebook. I keep seeing ads pop up. I love breakfast cereal, so I wanted to review this and check it out. We're going to unbox it. The packaging it is in is pretty nice. There is a QR code on the top. It says scan here to see how it works. And it says here on the back, Pure Genius, say goodbye to soggy cereal. The Crunch Cup keeps your cereal crunchy. Simply add cereal to the inner cup, milk into the outer cup, screw on the lid, and you're ready to crunch. The milk and cereal stay separated until they hit your mouth, delivering the perfect milk to cereal ratio in every sip. Well, that's one of the questions I wanted answered. But let's unbox this and see what it looks like. You can get this on Amazon. It comes in several colors. Oh, that's funny. It says here, it's better than spooning. That's cute. Let's get this out of here. Piece of cardboard ripped off. Okay. Okay, so my first impression is that the inner lid for the cereal is very big. So that's a good thing, and I'm going to go over all the thoughts and concerns I had to let cereals out. It's definitely well made. Seems like you unscrew that, and then you unscrew the cereal section. There's a little insert here. So yeah, this is pretty nice. Let's see how easily this one screws on. Very simple. And then you screw this on, and you're good to go. So let's look at what this insert, it looks like it has Fruit Loops, or what looks like Fruit Loops on it. Detailed instructions. Disassemble and wash the parts before use. We will be doing that. Pour the desired amount of milk into the outer cup. Fill to above the taper and adjust as preferred. And they have a little picture here. So they're telling you to fill it to above this where it tapers here. I don't know if you can see it, but so I'm going to probably fill it to the H. That looks like that's where they're telling you, to the H. You can use this as a guide, which is kind of a nice idea. I just thought of that. So anyway, screw the inner cup, lid, and outer cup together tightly to avoid leaking. Remove the small white top cap and pour your cereal into the inner cup. Snap the top cap back into place by aligning with the grooves inside the lid. Tilt back so the cereal falls in your mouth while simultaneously dispensing milk. Tip: control the flow of milk by covering the milk spout, which is this one right here. There's a spout right there, and that's where the cereal comes here, milk comes there, okay? So it says, control the flow of milk by covering the milk spout with the lower lip or placing your finger over the breather hole opposite the milk spout, which is right here. There's like an air hole to allow air in. So I guess if you cover it, if air can't get in, milk can't get out, which makes sense. Enjoy. The Crunch Cup is a dual chamber, reusable, BPS and BPA free. Dishwasher safe. That's a good thing. I'm glad to see that. So it's dishwasher safe, not to be given to children under the age of 6, and not microwavable. There is a 2-year warranty, and you have to register here, which I will also be doing. So in my review, I have several thoughts about this, several questions, which we're going to be covering. You're going to get all the answers. If you've been looking at this, maybe you've got the same questions I've got. So the first one is, how does the portion that you're going to get in here compare to a bowl of cereal? So if I fill the inner tube with cereal and fill this milk up to here, how does that, oh, there's actually a fill line on here. You can feel it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but right here, there is a fill line, and it is right kind of near the H. So there's a fill line. That's good to know. They didn't mention that. But anyway, when I fill this with cereal and with milk up to that line, and then what I'm gonna do is then, before I even try the cup, put it in a bowl and show you how does the portion that you get in here compare to a bowl of cereal, right? Is it the same? Is it less? Is it more? What does this compare? Another thing I wanted to know is when you sip, and they mentioned it, the ratio of cereal to milk in each mouthful, is it the right ratio? Do you get enough milk? Do you get too much milk? Also, is that ratio consistent throughout when you finish this, right? If you keep going, I'm going to be doing this several times, and I'll explain why in a minute also. But as you finish it, does the ratio stay consistent of milk to cereal with each sip? And does the ratio, or does the milk, is it enough milk in the container? I guess the milk is adjustable, so that's not so much, but it's the ratio per sip. And now that I've read the instructions, I did not know this. With covering the whole or the milk, is it a hassle to adjust how much you want? Will it become second nature? And I'm going to be trying this several times. The reason for that is I want to see how is this going to work with different types of cereal. Okay, so for example, and I just so happen to have cereals here that I'm going to be testing this with. Froot Loops is what they show in the packaging, right? Well, I want to know, I'm going to test it with Froot Loops. Now, since that's on the packaging, it should work. The cereal, this is a pretty big cereal hole, so it shouldn't matter. It should come out and flow freely, but I want to see how it works with Froot Loops. Another thing I want to try it out with, which is very different, Rice Krispies. This is a much smaller pieces. Will that work, or will you get way too much in a mouthful? Will the ratio of milk be the same? Will this work? One thing I just realized, you won't hear the snap, crackle, pop because it won't be in milk, but okay. Another thing I'm going to try is, this is total, but cornflakes. Will cornflakes work in this as well, right? They're a flake. Will they tumble out easily? I'm going to try that so you guys don't have to, and you'll know. And the final one, unfortunately, I don't have a box for this cereal, but it's my favorite cereal in the world, Cookie Crisp. So these look like little chocolate chip cookies. I love this cereal. If you haven't tried it, it's the best. But I'm going to see if Cookie Crisp will work in here. I was concerned because of the size of these, but this hole, the food hole, looks big enough. It should work. So I'm going to clean this out, wash it, dry it, get it ready, set it up, and then first thing we're going to do is compare this portion to a bowl of cereal. So stand by, I'm going to wash it and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've set it up. Let me put the bowl aside. It looks like it's full of milk. I only filled this to the fill line, which was right here. And when you put the cereal in, it increases. Now we're going to transfer this to the bowl so you can see what this portion looks like. And then I want to show you something else once I've got it out, okay? So like you're going to see, you can see how the milk goes way, way down again, right? The level of the milk goes way down. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this and pour the cereal into the bowl, hopefully without dripping milk everywhere too much. So that looks like a pretty reasonable amount of cereal. I think so. That's a reasonable bowl of cereal. Now let's put the milk in and see what the proportions look like. Wow, and it's a lot of milk to go with the cereal. So, I think that's pretty reasonable. I don't think there's any problem with that ratio, or I should say with the portion. Let me bring you in closer to take a look. So as you can see, this looks like a full bowl of cereal. A good portion that fits in the cup. It's reasonable. So the portion you get will really be a bowl of cereal. So I'm going to reset the cup so we can try it out and see how well it works. So here we go. I'm going to reset the cup. Stand by. Okay, so we've reset it with milk. One thing I wanted to point out, which is based in the instructions. So the inner piece that holds the cereal here, this does unscrew, right, for cleaning. But what they recommend that you do to fill it, okay, is not that. They recommend you put this on, and you can see the milk moves way up, right, from the displacement. And what they tell you to do, let me just get this on, is remove this piece, this white piece, the sip part. And there are 3 notches, one on the top and one on either side, so you can line it up only one way. You can't get it in upside down, but it's easier to fill through here. I'm going to show you how easy it is to get the cereal in. It seems like it acts like maybe a funnel or whatever. It's very easy. You don't have to handle the cereal. You can just pour it right in, and I'm going to show you that right now. So you can just, pour it in, and it goes right in, and there you go. Cereal's in. Super easy. Really don't have much problems getting it all over or spilling it. Now we're going to put this back, and again, there's only one way it's going to go. Okay, there you go, and it's in. So now we're ready to try it out. I'm super excited. I'm not a big fan of Froot Loops, but I like cereal, so we're going to give it a try, see how it works. Here goes nothing. Okay. So the first one, I definitely got more milk than cereal because I had to shake it and the milk is higher up, even though it's less milk from this placement. I'm going to try covering the hole to get a mouthful of cereal, then let the milk flow. Let's see how that works. I like it. When you cover the hole, the air hole, with your finger, you get no milk. It absolutely does let you get cereal, and then you can release it and you get milk. And I got a great mouthful. I'm going to try it again. It's definitely good. I got to get my technique down because this hole is very big and you can get too much where it's not all coming in your mouth. You got to get your technique down. So I'm going to keep trying it. Tastes good. It tastes like I'm eating a bowl of cereal. It really does work. I like it. I'm going to finish this while I finish talking to you, go through it. So far, I'm able to keep the milk to cereal ratio the way I want it using the hole. It's definitely very good. So one of the things I want to tell you is this is available in several colors, the cap. The bottoms are always clear, but they have several colors you can get. I chose blue, obviously, but I like this. Definitely works. And what I like about this is I commute a lot. I have a very long commute. So it's an easy way I can take basically a bowl of cereal in the car and eat it while I'm driving, which I'm going to try. That'll be in this video as well. That's another test I forgot to mention. But let's keep going. It's definitely working. And it's definitely good. It tastes good. The cereal is definitely crunchy. I like it. Fruit Loops actually, maybe that's why they advertise it. Fruit Loops are not super crunchy to start with. Now I'm wondering if like the Cookie Crisp is going to be too crunchy when it wasn't in the milk, but we're going to try it. So let's try it. Let's finish this. I mean, it's going to take some getting used to dole it out evenly, but it's working. It seems like I have not a lot of milk left, so I'm wondering if I'm going to run out of milk before I run out of cereal. We'll see. Although I know you can't see it because there's marks on the inside, but the milk and the cereal are actually at the same level in there, which is kind of interesting. I know the milk is, well, actually the bottom will hold more milk because the tube doesn't go all the way. So maybe it is going to work. We're going to find out. I'll tell you, I'm very surprised at how well it works. I do like it. Really good so far. It looks like I might have one, maybe two more mouthfuls of cereal. So here we go. Let's see. And then I'll give you my impressions of the first cup of cereal, bowl of cereal. We'll see. Mm-hmm. Well, I finished the cereal. There's very little milk left in the bottom, I think. I'm going to try and see if it's more than a mouthful. Let's see the difference. But like again, you can adjust that because there's a fill line. I went to the fill line. I guess you could go less. I mean, I'm going to try each cereal to the fill line. And then depending on the cereal, I'm assuming you'll want to adjust it. But let's see how much milk I get. Yeah, sorry about that. Not even a mouthful. This was really good. So here's my impressions, okay? So the first questions, I had two, was how did it compare to the portion in a bowl? You saw it. It's a reasonable size that it's a bowl of cereal, right? Second one was the ratio of milk to cereal in each sip. Perfect. You can adjust it. You can regulate it using the air hole. So that's fine. It does get, I mean, I'm awkward. It's the first time I've used it. So I'm sure I'll get into a flow of being able to just sip and do it. Or maybe I'll want to use my tongue or lip to block it here as opposed to this. Although I really think this is a good idea because it really does prevent it. The other thing is the cereal coming out, it feels sometimes like it wants to you got to shake it, and it feels like, to get it going. And it doesn't really go in your mouth as easily. Well, there is some milk left. There we go. But it goes in, it works. I mean, it's a definitely reasonable, well-engineered, well-designed product. I like the way it is. Now, I'm thinking with the Rice Krispies, they'll slide easier, so it'll be easier to eat. Because when you tip it with the Froot Loops, it's a lot and it wants to all come forward at once because it doesn't slide out as easy because it's dry. So it's not like, so you're shaking it, but it does come out. I mean, it was easy to do. You saw me do it. I didn't struggle. It was very reasonable. So yeah, so far so good. I like it a lot. I'm going to try it with each of the cereals. The Cookie Crisp is the one, again, I'm still most worried about. Is it going to bunch up? But we'll see. I have no idea how the Corn Flakes are going to work. That I have no concept of how are they going to pour out of here. Are they going to pour out of here? Is it going to work? But I'm going to, I'm going to try them all. I'm going to let you know, give you my final review after I've tried them all, and we'll see. I'm going to reset this with one of the other cereals. Okay, so now I'm reset with the Cookie Crisp. I couldn't resist. I really want to try and see how it's going to work because it's primarily what I'm going to want to eat out of this. I love Cookie Crisp, as I said. So let's give it a shot. Here we go. We're reset, and we're going to have a bowl cup of Cookie Crisp. Not a problem. Comes right out. And it's reasonable. It's like a spoonful. It's the amount I'm getting is just like a spoonful. I'm going to try and see if I can figure out how to smoothly sip and get both as I need them. There you go. Not bad. Thing works. I hope it works all the way for the Cookie Crisp like it did for the Froot Loops, but we're about to find out. It's pretty perfect. And you end up with a little sip of milk at the end, which is actually a nice thing because I'm finished with the cereal now. Perfect. This works great. I am loving this. The Crunch Cup is really, really good. This is true. The cereal definitely stays crunchy. You definitely don't need a spoon or a bowl. It works great. It's easy to hold. Oh, we tested the portion in the beginning. It says right here, how much does it hold? 1.6 cups of cereal and 9 ounces of milk, about the same as the average bowl of cereal. Yes, because let's look at the Froot Loops. It says, let's look at the serving size. This says the serving size is 1 1/3 cup. This is 1.6, so you're getting a little bigger than the typical serving size. And this says 3/4 of a cup of milk. This holds 9 ounces. And I'm not up on my ounces to cups conversions. So I think 9 ounces, I'm not sure if that's 3/4 of a cup. I don't remember how many ounces in a cup. So if anyone knows, drop it in the comments. I'll check before I finish the video here. So yeah, this is really great. Okay, so we're now going to try the Rice Krispies and then the Total and see how they work. So we're going to take this out. We're going to fill up to the fill line because I want to start them all using the fill line, right? That's what we want to do here. So let's get it going. Oops. There we go. And I think you could go a little less than the fill line. Hold on a second. I think you could go a little less than the fill line. I was ending up with an extra sip of milk, which is not a bad thing. But if you don't want that. Okay. So yeah, this is gonna, I have a feeling, be a different experience. So you gotta be careful putting this in because if you just jam it in, the milk does rise up very fast and you don't want to have it shooting out of the cup. But it's easy, you see, and I've done it. I haven't had it happen once. I'm just thinking it could happen. And it is much nicer to fill this way than trying to use the little tube because you have the back of this blue piece here, which helps. So let's pour it in. Okay, here we go. We are filled with Rice Krispies. Oh, that's a couple of runaways here. Get in there. And we've got our little cap. So we're going to put it back on. Snaps right in. Okay, let's try Rice Krispies. Here we go. Oh, I got to cover the hole. I don't want to get it drowned in milk. Let's see. Let me take another sip and see. Okay. Sorry, that's not the cup. That's me. Sorry, that's me. It works perfectly with the Rice Krispies. They do not come out any faster, and I'm still feeling like I'm trying to get more and more and more in my mouth, and I don't know why, because it's the perfect mouthful. I think it's a psychological thing. I don't know why, but I think the problem is when you tip up a cup, you expect a full mouth. When you take a spoon of cereal, you don't get a full mouth. And this is giving you the equivalent of a spoon, which is what it should do, which is what it's designed to do. But it is not going to give you a full mouth. And I think psychologically, I just have to get used to that. But it definitely is good. It works with the Rice Krispies, and they taste fantastic. They pour out nicely, not too fast like I thought they might. Very good. Perfect. That worked fine. It was trickier because the Rice Krispies, completely contrary to what I thought they would come into your mouth easier and I wouldn't feel like I wasn't getting a mouthful. I think that has nothing to do with the size of the cereal. It's a psychological thing. But it worked great. They do stick a little to your lips, so you kind of have to get a way to do it down. But I did at the end there. I was getting better. So yeah, Rice Krispies works. I don't love Rice Krispies. I probably won't eat them much, but it works. But the Fruit Loops and the Cookie Crisp worked perfect. I mean, perfect, perfect, perfect. So the only one now is the big question mark, the Corn Flakes. I have no idea how this is going to work out. So let's set this up, and we're going to see what we end up with here. So I'm going to put down the insert. I'm going to reset the milk to the fill line. And again, I'm filling them all to the fill line this time simply because I want a good comparison of one type of cereal to the other. And, you know, you could easily not fill it to the full line or put a little extra in, whatever you like to do. You know, it won't matter, it wouldn't matter. So, but now we're going to try some cornflakes, which in this case is Total, which I do like Total. So hopefully this works. But I'm definitely curious to see because, like I said, I was totally wrong about what I thought about the Rice Krispies. They were not the easiest ones and did not, you know, I don't know. They were fine. They just didn't go as I thought they would go. It wasn't a problem. I just thought they would be the easiest, and it turned out they weren't. So now let's try cornflakes. I'm really curious to see how this is going to work. Okay, well, that's the cornflakes in there. Now we got to put the lid on, or the sipper, or whatever you call it. There you go. So we are now ready to try the cornflakes. Here we go. Let's see what we got. Okay. So I don't know if it was because it was too full, but they don't flow as easily. Let's try again. I got one cornflake that time. The cornflakes do not flow. And they're a mess. So I would say the problem is there are bigger flakes that are actually big for even the whole. So cornflakes so far, yeah. I'm not even going to finish them. Cornflakes are a fail. So I don't like it with cornflakes. They don't come out at all. You get 1, 2 cornflakes, doesn't work. But for any other kind of breakfast cereal that is not a large flake, like I wouldn't eat this with Frosted Flakes, cornflakes, Total, the flakes just don't want to come out the same way as the other cereals. So, but for other cereals it works. For Fruit Loops, or like I would say anything like a Fruit Loop, like what are they called? Those Apple Jacks, Cheerios, any variety of Cheerios will work perfectly. You know, any cereal that's small and has a shape, I'm sure would work. So the next test I'm going to do is I'm going to do my commute, and we'll finish this video after I've done the commute, and I'll let you know what I thought of it, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. So we did our commute, and the Crunch Cup works fantastic. I love this thing. I can't recommend it highly enough. Definitely you should get one if you like breakfast cereal. It's fantastic. It really is great. Fits in the cup holder perfect. I was able to use it while driving, no issue. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Definitely recommend it. 2 thumbs way up. Thanks to everyone for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't yet, please click that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up, comment. I answer all comments, and we'll see you next time.